Make sure my transmission's not in park.
Oh, it's in park.
Would have been so much better if I had the nut ready to go. I swear I'm not new at this.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Moonbuilt Garage, and today the overdrive gets slammed back in the D100, everything gets buttoned up, and we get it outside. Let's go.
Alright, so take whatever this is, trying to get this overdrive back in. I still have the alignment tool in the front of the overdrive here, so now that I'm in position, I can remove the alignment tool. There it is. Now, get this thing in place. Oh, helps if I get the parking brake rod into the actual housing. Make sure my transmission's not in park.
Oh, it's in park.
Going. Make sure I don't turn the light off. Just gotta make sure that these tubes on the other side are lined up. All right, everything's lined up. It's got about the last half inch or so, and then I can start running the bolts in. Exhaust is always fun. Would have been so much better if I had the nut ready to go. There it is. All right, let's try that again. I swear it only seems to be that difficult when I'm recording. Oh well. swear I'm not new at this.
Well, it's day 2. Yesterday was a complete and utter shit show. I got the overdrive in. You guys saw me working on that. Got the overdrive in, got everything buttoned up, started the truck up, which led to issue number 1. And the transmission worked fine. I mean, it went into gear. There were no leaks. Tires turned. I still got to top off the fluid before I drive it. But that run led to issue number 2 and issue number 3. Issue number 1 was the ignition. The truck would not start with the key. It would crank, wouldn't start. I could turn the ignition on or turn the key on and start it with the button, and it would start. But the ignition wouldn't start it. I'll get to that one in a second. Second issue, exhaust. So I do have exhaust leaks, but it's not in that H pipe. It's at the V-band clamps that are at the mufflers. More so on the passenger side than the driver's side. So with thinking I had an exhaust leak, I had purchased parts to rebuild my exhaust. So I'm probably going to be doing that now, which I really wasn't looking forward to doing, but whatever. The third issue is really weird. My fuel level. So the sender is brand new. Gauge doesn't work anymore. Like I said, the sender is brand new in the tank. Troubleshooting that, I tore the sender out, thinking I had a bad sender in the tank. Worked on that. That's working. But I'm finding that the ohm reading is different from when it's just sitting here to when I turn the ignition on, which makes no sense at all since it's pretty much a separate system. The wiring for the fuel has nothing to do with the ignition. The only thing it does is the reading is the gauge gets power, but the reading at the firewall, it's just a cluster. So back to the ignition. Let me take you in the truck and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so the ignition. I don't have the battery connected right now, so it's not actually gonna do anything. I could, turn the ignition on, fuel pump would kick on, everything can come alive. I crank it, and it would crank, but it wouldn't start. This I found out after tearing all of this apart. This isn't actually your switch. This is just what activates the switch. The switch is actually on this side of the column. What I found was that this just wasn't turning far enough to actually turn the switch over here far enough to actually power the coil. I was noticing a voltage drop. So yeah, it just wouldn't fire. So I had torn all this apart yesterday just to find that out. And I think I was able to get it to work, but it's like, yeah, you can kind of see that, or feels like it wants to stop there, but it actually has to go a little bit further. I think I need to tear this all apart again and grease this up maybe. I did apply some grease yesterday, but it's still not working right. Really finicky. So yeah, that sucked. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to tear into the ignition again, get that sorted out. The exhaust, That's an issue. As a matter of fact, I've got half the exhaust torn out of the truck right now. The H pipe is still under the truck. I gotta drag that out. And the fuel gauge. Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. Do I show you guys this stuff? I've done some exhaust stuff before. When I do the ignition, I'll probably record that. But as for this video, it's a shit show. It's just a mess. But that's life. It's part of, this hobby is dealing with stuff like this. Just got to work through it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next one.